Hey, welcome back to this video. My name is Chad. We're out here on the range and this will be day 2. So today is Monday and yesterday, Sunday evenings when I got out here for my first shots and testing out this new Stealth Arms platypus. So I had to wait till it's like 8:05 right now. Was about 109 throughout most of the afternoon. So my dad's out of town on an Alaskan cruise and I was able to use a little tractor he's got and move some big round hay bales for him and wait for the sun to start falling a little bit. And now it's only like 99, 100. So, you know, we're doing pretty good. But I had a few other things that I was thinking might be good to show off about this that I've figured out on my own. And I just wanted to make another quick video on a few different aspects about this Stealth Arms platypus and get a few more shots in here pretty quick. I do have a little contraption set up. I will try to do some groups and see if I can hold steady and make a good looking group. So if anybody looking into the platypus has been paying attention to the Reddit forum, there have been a lot of questions about holsters, and I picked one out that I had not seen anybody mention before. So this is called the Max holster from Double Alpha Academy. And let me just show you first off here. So that goes, locks in, and it's gonna hold. So I have it set kind of loose. So let me show this holster off a little bit. So you can probably see that thumb wheel right there. So that allows you to adjust these rollers, and that's what is going to click into your trigger guard. So your trigger guard comes right in. Let's see here. So it'll come down like that and snap through those rollers and lock in place. Now the cool thing about this is you can loosen up this screw right here and you can adjust the height of it. So depending on if you have a square trigger guard and how far it comes away from the trigger, you can actually adjust this up and down and set it to your exact trigger guard and then lock it in, and then you use this to adjust the tension. So you can make it real tight and locked in or loosen up, you know, for a more competition style. The other cool thing about this, but there's a little lip right here, so you can kind of see that bow. That is a spring. And what you do is you loosen up this screw right here and it allows that spring to press down. You can kind of see it right there. But once you get it set where you want, you'll take your pistol, you'll loosen it up, put your pistol in, and then that spring will go up to a certain level and rest up against your dust guard or your dust cover. And then you can tighten that down and that'll lock it in place so that you've got tension at the base up against your dust cover, and then you've also got your trigger guard locked in. So everything I had read about this made it sound like this was going to be fairly universal with all the adjustments that it's capable of. So this is the 19/2011 Double Alpha Max holster, and I can confirm it works. So, all right. The one thing I don't like so much about it is the hanger. So this doesn't fit my main belt that I'm running right now. So I'll have to get something else, but it does have a nice, you can adjust the height of it and then just pinch it down with these bolts, and you can adjust the cant with that. It's got like a ball socket on here, so you can loosen that up and position it wherever you want and lock it down. So we'll give that a try. I also got a couple of their mag carriers. So these are their IDPA version, so they don't have a thumb wheel adjustment screw. You can adjust the tension just with a hex key. But they come with different inserts for single stack, double stack, 40, different magazine widths and depths. So you can change out these inserts and make them to fit quite a few different holsters. And these are made for a belt mount, so that's a little tricky. I much prefer having an inner belt and an outer belt, but this is also a double alpha belt, and this is like the smallest 30 to 32 that they have, and it's still kind of too big for me. But I can make this work with this setup. So if you got any questions about holster fitment or anything specific that you want to know, please ask me down below in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer at least what I have learned so far. But I can say for sure that the Double Alpha Max holster definitely will work. You just do the adjustments like it is shown, and it's going to work just fine. Okay, so I got this on, and I have to take the tail of the belt and like tuck it under this first mag pouch, but you know, I make it work. So I didn't fully set up with like, I've got 3 of these mag pouches, but it just takes a bunch of time, and I'm losing daylight, and I really want to get through all the cool ideas that I wanted to show you guys. So we're going to move on. Next, we'll go ahead. So this is clear, empty, nothing in the mag well. Thought we could take a look at what the trigger pull weight is on this guy. Let's give it a try here. Okay, so that's giving me a 2.98, 2 pounds, 9.8 ounces, I should say. Okay, one more. That one's giving me about 210. That one's giving me another 9.8. So pretty consistent, just a hair under 3 pounds. I think their website said this was the competition trigger. It was supposed to be like a 2 to 3.5 pound range, I believe. So right there in the middle of it, but definitely a pretty good trigger. Okay, so like I was saying in the first video, I am terrible with iron sights, but I got my tripod and a rear bag that I use for my bolt action, and I figured this should give me enough stability that I can at least support the base of the pistol and hopefully be more steady. I want to try and put a group down just to attempt to see how accurate this is. I'm right at 10 yards, so let's give this a try. I'm very not good at keeping the front sight centered between the two. I will freely admit that that is one of my weak points, but this is going to be a good thing to practice that and get better. I think I'm pulling off to the left there. Man, it is ridiculously hot and muggy today. So my eyes are really not that great, I'm finding out, and I'm really not so good at irons. So I definitely pulled one way out here, but then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So over there, I mean, obviously I was trying for the middle guy here, so I may need to drift the sights a little bit, make a slight adjustment. Seems I am favoring to the left here. I'm quite confident that was me just not getting, I'm still not good at keeping that center front sight post, you know, even between the two. Sometimes I'm here, sometimes I'm just not very consistent with it yet, but I will be practicing it. So as you can see, I'm very not good with irons. It's actually laughable, but you know, I'll get some practice in and I'll get better. I can promise you that. So I'm too hard-headed and determined to not get good at something that I want to do well. So I had a fun idea. This is a little bit larger capacity type of ammunition feeding device, as they say in the less fun states, but I've only got 10 loaded up in here. I just wanted to see, you know, how it would feel. So we're just going to plink a couple steels and see what happens here. You know, assuming I can actually hit any of my targets. Okay. So fired all 10 and we got lockback with it. You don't necessarily have to use the standard 17s that come with this. I have so far used Magpul PMags, and that was a standard OEM Glock style. So thing definitely runs pretty good. Okay, so I've definitely not practiced reloads at all with this, so I'm going to try shoot 10 and see if I can remember how to do a reload. I've been practicing bolt action so much for the last month and a half. I've not been putting any pistol time in, so need to fix that. So I'm just going to run through, hit a couple steel targets, and try to get a mag change. All right, here we go. And beep. Okay, it's definitely a different process than what I'm used to on my Glocks. So on my shadow systems, I'm used to being able to come up and grab with my thumb and release it. And that is just a little bit far. I could probably learn it, but I need to get that, you know, load and release with my support hand and build back my grip. So one of the things I need to work on. Well, hey, I really want to thank you for checking out this second video on the Platypus. I wanted to show off a little bit about the holster that I selected and get an initial trigger pull. I will check it again here after a few weeks, and I have some more rounds through it just to see if it changes any, if it breaks in a little bit. And if anything is different, I will report back. And then just start practicing a few, reloads. And I really got to work on sight and target acquisition and hitting them with iron sights. So I know what I need to work on. I'll be out here pretty well every weekend, having fun and getting better. These bugs are ridiculous. It is so hot and humid right now, unreal. So I'm pretty sure that the group is much more indicative of how twitchy I am and just not very good with irons. This seems to be shooting really well. Like I said, I may need to adjust my sights a little bit. So with the rounds that I just shot here, I'm up to 110 rounds. I've had 0 failures to eject, failures to fire, and no jams. I've had 0 problems so far. So it's running 100% reliable so far. I've had lockback on every empty mag, and I don't know. If you think of anything else you want to know about, please drop a comment down below. Ask me any questions. I'll be more than happy to answer anything that I possibly can. And I just want to really thank you guys for coming along with me and watch these videos as I get this Platypus up and running and start learning the 1911 platform as opposed to the Glock platform that I've been using for just over 2 years now. So hey, if you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate it if you dropped a like down below. Subscribe if you haven't. We'll have more stuff coming on this Platypus and whatever else I get up to, whether reloading or bolt action, learning PRS. I'm trying to learn just about everything, and I'd love to have you come along with me as I get into this more and more. So subscribe, come along with me, and we'll see you on the next one. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you then. Bye.